everybody, it's Oksana, and today I'm going to make this pendant here. It uses a large coin bead and it uses artistic wire that you can find in the craft store. It is round wire. So if you want to see how to make this pendant, just keep watching, and don't forget that down below this video I'm going to list out all sorts of useful information like the sizes of my wire that I cut. I'm also going to mention that in the video, but just in case you miss it, I'm going to list it down below as well. So let's get started. So I am using a kind of large bead here. You can see the hole goes all the way through. It's a coin bead that is on the larger side, about 1.25 inches. And then I'm going to use this 28 gauge artistic wire and also 20 gauge artistic wire. And the color is called Antique Brass. So I'm trying to make more of these videos using craft store type of wire so that it's helpful for people that are just starting out. This is the wire that most people have access to. And I am cutting like 14 inches. I usually eyeball this kind of stuff. I actually don't 100% know where this is going yet. I have kind of an idea. We'll see if I can bring it to life here in this video. So another piece of 14 inches again, and then that's it. Just 2 pieces of this wire. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, actually I'll just measure it. I'm going to take some of the 28 gauge, the thinner wire, and 26 would work as well. I just happen to have 28. 28 is a little easier to work with because it's a little thinner if you're weaving, but in this video we're actually not really weaving much with it, so it doesn't really matter. But I am going to take like 10 inches of it. Okay. So now I'm taking these 2 wires that were the 20 gauge, and I am finding, just going to try and straighten them a little so I can get them lined up nicely. So finding roughly the middle of them, which is kind of here. And then I'm taking this wire and I'm also finding the middle of it, which is here. And then I am putting that, I'll zoom in 1 second here. I'm just wrapping it several times around the thicker wires. So let's do like 3 times. And then it actually ends up being like 4 little wraps, because in this one I'm going to bring up, and it's going to make like 4 little wraps. So there, you can see that. It is connected here. And what I'm going to do is put both of these little ends through my bead like that. And then what you can do is take your wires and just kind of like start bending them around your bead, like roughly in the direction of your bead. And then what I'm going to do, this is kind of hard, it might be easier on like a flat table. I'm going to temporarily just kind of move these out of the way here so I can hold better. I'm going to take just one of the wires, whatever one is just seems like it's most towards the front. Oh, of course, that's the back. Okay, this one here, and I'm just going to make just a few little swirlies here. I'm just taking it and I'm just bending it in like a loop swirl type of pattern, and then I'm just lining it back up together with the other wire. And now I'm just keeping them together here. And I'm having them go all the way up. And then when I get to the top here where the hole is, just kind of bending them up like that. So then up here I'm taking these 2 wires, and it's okay if this is loose, we can tighten it in a second, but just taking these 2 wires, and here you do want to be kind of tight with them because you don't want to have a big gap. And I'm wrapping them around like that. Now I'm opening this up and I'm wrapping this is my back here, just around 1 wire, because basically I just want to trim this off, and it is more secure, less likely to unravel if you wrap it around 1 wire first before you trim it off. That's why I did that. So I just did kind of the back wire here, and now I trimmed it. So I just have this tiny little end here, and I'm just going to take that little end and just kind of bend it downwards with my pliers and just kind of squish it down. So now the ends of my wires are not sticking up. So now is when you can kind of work on this being nice and tight here. So it looks like this bend is not very accurate. I really want to bend it like here. That's the center. That's the bail. So I'm just going to very gently, because I don't want to scratch off the coating, kind of open up that other bend that I had made. That was not meant to be there. Okay. So now it's like this, and now I'm going to take my other side here, and I'm just going to do some decorations as well on my other side. This is one of those like free flowing, just kind of go with your gut kind of designs. You don't have to do the exact swirls as me. You can add like tiny beads or something, totally up to you. So I'm going to make a swirl here with both wires here. I just did it with the 1 wire and the other one's going straight, but to mix things up, I'm going to do it with both wires here, and I'm going to swirl in the other direction. So I just kind of press the wire down with my thumb and I turn it to make that swirly type of pattern like that. And now I'm just going to, you can just kind of have it go up the side here, but I'm just bending it to the back like this. And then I'm coming up here and I'm wrapping it around this bail, or what is going to be our bail. Okay, like that. And then if you want to weave around these, feel free to do that. If you have some weaving patterns that you've been practicing, totally up to you, but I want to keep this like very beginner, so we're not going to really do the weaving yet. What I am going to do, actually I don't want to do this with my pliers. I'm just worried my pliers are going to scratch up the wire, so I'm just going to do it with my fingers, but I am twisting these wires, just holding them. I have them kind of open here. I'm just holding and twisting, so they're just getting twisted together. This way our bail is, a little bit less boring, and it's got this little twist to it. But it's totally up to you if you choose to do that. So then here on the back, I'm going to trim one of those wires from my bail, and I'm going to just put it through this little wire here, just to like attach it to something so my bail doesn't move out of place. And then I'm just going to close that loop up, making sure the end of the wire gets tucked away and is hidden and doesn't poke you. And then coming around to the front here, what I'm going to do with these wires is I'm just going to make a little swirl up here like this, and then I'm going to bring that to the back around the bail, and then I'm going to trim both of those wires, and I'm going to tuck that away right into the bail, those little ends, just kind of close that loop up so they're in the bail. Here's what that looks like so far. And now I'm just taking this last wire we have, which is coming from the bail here, and I'm bringing it to the front, and I'm bringing it down. Just almost try to like have it curve like that, because I'm just going to make a little decorative swirly. That's all I'm doing with it. It's up to you. You can just tuck it away if you feel like this is swirly enough. So what I like to do is I just like to take the very end of the wire, and I almost just kind of squish it a little bit with my pliers. I don't know if you can tell, that looks a little flat. And I grab it and just try to make a really tight little curl like that. And now I'm just going to continue curving it until it makes that little decorative swirl. So that is it. That is this little bead pendant. Here it is from the back. It's just very plain. So it could be double-sided, like the back is just if you want a plain black pendant, and the front is if you want all the swirls. That is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.